Cape Town, April 11, 2021. A luxury hotel balcony. A young woman's life cut short. Anele Tembe's death shocked South Africa, sparking headlines, heartbreak, and controversy that still lingers today. Was it suicide, as police concluded, or was there something darker beneath the surface? We explore the life, love, and unanswered questions surrounding Anele Tembe. Anele Tembe was born in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, into a prominent family. Her father, Moses Tembe, is a respected businessman, while her relatives include artists and media personalities. Anele attended Durban Girls College, where she was remembered as a bright, curious student who loved reading and learning. Her passion for knowledge was so strong that, after her passing, her family opened the Anele Tembe Library at the school in her honor. Growing up, Anele blended tradition with modern ambition. She developed an eye for fashion, a flair for modeling, and a presence on social media that quickly drew attention. Friends described her as radiant, intelligent, and determined, a young woman whose life was filled with promise. To understand her story, we must first see her not as a victim, but as a person whose life mattered deeply. In 2020, Anele's life took a dramatic turn when she met Kiernan, aka Forbes, one of South Africa's most celebrated rappers. Their connection was immediate, and within months they were inseparable. They shared affectionate videos on TikTok and Instagram, laughing together, dancing, and showing off their chemistry. These clips fueled speculation that they were South Africa's new it couple. Fans reposted their content, calling them the perfect match. By early 2021, their romance had escalated, aka proposed, and their engagement was celebrated with lavish photos and headlines. To the outside world, Anele and aka were living a fairy tale. Yet behind the curated posts and public appearances, whispers of tension grew louder. Friends spoke of arguments, fueled by fame, alcohol, and the pressures of constant attention. The speed of their relationship from meeting to engagement in less than a year raised questions. Was this a love story destined for forever, or a whirlwind romance moving too fast? On April 10, 2021, aka performed in Cape Town. After the show, he and Anele checked into the Pepperclub hotel. Witnesses later described the night as one of heavy partying, with alcohol and arguments fueling tension between the couple. In the early hours of April 11th, chaos erupted. Anele fell from the 10th floor balcony. Hotel staff and guests reported hearing screams and commotion before the fall. Some described loud arguments between the couple earlier in the night. Others recalled the sudden silence that followed, broken only by the sound of impact. Emergency services rushed to the scene, but it was too late. Anele Tembe was pronounced dead at just 22 years old. Police opened an inquest docket immediately. Their initial conclusion was that Anele's death was a suicide, but critics argued that the investigation was rushed and that crucial details were overlooked. South Africans woke to headlines that spread like wildfire. Social media exploded with shock, grief, and speculation. Fans mourned Anele, while others questioned the circumstances. Was it despair, or was something darker at play? In the days that followed, aka released statements expressing grief and devastation. He described Anele as the love of his life and spoke of his heartbreak. But his words did little to silence speculation. Some sympathized with his pain, while others accused him of hiding the truth. Videos of their arguments, leaked online, fueled suspicion. The image of the perfect couple was shattered, replaced by questions that remain unanswered. Police ruled Anele's death as suicide, but her family rejected this conclusion. They argued that key evidence had been overlooked and raised concerns about how the investigation was handled. They believed the case was closed too quickly and that crucial details were ignored. Former Police Minister Becky Cele later suggested foul play may have been involved, reigniting public debate. For the Tembe family, this was not just a tragedy, it was a fight for justice. They insisted Anele's story had been silenced too quickly, and that the truth remained buried. The case became a symbol of how power, fame, and influence can shape narratives, leaving families to battle for answers in the shadows. For many South Africans, it raised uncomfortable questions about justice, accountability, and the treatment of women in relationships marked by fame and pressure. Anele's death did not end with the headlines. It sparked conversations about mental health, toxic relationships, and the pressures of fame. It also raised uncomfortable questions about justice, accountability, and the treatment of women in South Africa. Her family continues to fight for clarity, refusing to let her memory fade into silence. Anele's story is more than tragedy. It is a reminder of how fragile trust can be, and how easily truth can be buried. For her loved ones, keeping her name alive is an act of resistance, a refusal to accept easy answers. And for the nation, her story remains a haunting echo of promises broken and justice delayed. Anele Tembe's life was full of promise, her love story dazzling, her death devastating. Was it despair or betrayal? The truth may never be fully known, but her memory deserves more than silence. Share this story, keep her name alive, and demand answers for the questions still left in the shadows. Anele Tembe was more than a headline. She was a life, a dream, and a voice that should never be forgotten.